Today we're talking about inner interference, the inner experience of interference. Oh my goodness. This happened last week / 2 days ago, I don't know, last night, literally all the time. It doesn't stop happening. And I have my awareness turned up to see and feel through those moments, noticing moments like that and allowing it to just be without letting it take over me. Welcome to the Soul Legacy Podcast, where we merge bold soul expression and soul service to live and create from overflow. This is for trailblazing creators, leaders, and low-key icons who know they're here to break cycles and shift timelines. I'm Substance, your host, creative doula, fruition catalyst, and freestyle artist, walking with you through the raw, real process of birthing what your soul came here to contribute. This is your reverent space to anchor your devotion to your essence-led path. Every episode is an invitation back to your true self and your daily walk in alignment with your values. You were born coded with everything you need to fulfill your mission and to have fun with it. We just get to remember together and make moves to share our OG codes in service to liberation and wholeness. We were born for this. Let's lock in and get into the nectar of now. Blessings and love to you. Welcome back to the Soul Legacy Podcast. Today we're talking about inner interference, the inner experience of interference. Oh my goodness. I've had so many moments of intrusive thoughts, doubt, overcomplication, overthinking, frustration, like holding my breath, literally. All of this for a long time, I wasn't as aware of it. And even last week, the other day, I wake up 4 a.m., 6 a.m., boom, literally within 2 seconds of sort of being like, oh, okay, I'm not in the dream space anymore. I'm coming back to earth. Boom. Thought, anxiety, interference, but like heavy though, to a point where it's like sometimes when I wake up with these kinds of thoughts and that kind of anxiety, I can't get out of it. And the whole day is colored by this energy. This happened last week / 2 days ago, I don't know, last night, literally all the time. It doesn't stop happening. And I have my awareness turned up and I have many support systems and humans and other things that are supporting me to see and feel through those moments. That is not the truth. Whatever thought just hit me, whatever concern, worry that's rooted in the past, it's not right now. I'm still moving through the next layer, the next initiation of noticing moments like that and allowing it to just be without letting it take over me. Because I could, and I have, tried to fix that or state shift or force my mind to think about something else. That doesn't necessarily work either because it's still a thought. It can still be a thought related to the anxiety. Abraham Hicks says this whole 17-second window. We have 17 seconds of thinking a thought before another thought comes to amplify and compound, and then you're just on the momentum of that thought. And if that's a downward spiral, then that's what's happening. Not trying to put pressure on you counting down 17 seconds to be like, oh, fuck, let me change my thought. Gotta change this trajectory. I've done that. Not gonna lie. What I'm learning now is to allow witness, just do my best to just get in the witness state and return to the eternal self, the soul self. It's what my mentor Tilo calls it. Return to that zoomed out, not as a bypass, but literally, we are not the body, we are not the thoughts. So let me just zoom the fuck out, because those thoughts and patterns, and they're so strong and they're not true. So let me just zoom out, take a conscious breath, exhale, 0 point. And that's the practice I'm going to guide you through momentarily. But basically, yeah, that's my little story, my little journey of the disruptive, interfering thoughts that come smack me in the morning. And those disruptive thoughts can compound doubt, overthinking, overcomplication, everything that I already mentioned, attachment, judgment, self-judgment, fear of judgment from others, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, literally the cascade of all the human narratives and experiences that we have had in our journey, or that we've witnessed others, or that's dominant narrative in society. You got to be worried about this. Fear, 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 blah, blah, blah. And ultimately, these became internalized thoughts and patterns. And then it became an addiction, which is what I'm learning about most recently. I could say a lot about this, but basically, there's a physiological response. That's why trauma responses are super real. The body physiological chemical domino effect reaction. So even if we have a thought and we have awareness and we're zoomed out, there still is a body response that we can't control. The animal body, I don't know the science. I'm not going to get into it. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've heard and know about some or all or more than me about all this stuff. All I know is there's for sure a physiological response. So the best way, or the way that I have personally been able to neutralize that energy of anxiety or those intrusive thoughts and that inner interference, the most direct remedy that I've discovered is the breath, and is specifically what I'll call in this moment a 0-point meditation. 0 point. So one thing you'll hear me speak about a lot is the ever present, that our essence is ever present, that our soul self, the eternal self, the soul signature, the soul's truth, the OG code, the true self is ever present. It is what we are made of. It's what we come from. It is what we return to. It is God. It is source. It is creator, eternal. And in that, knowing that that is what's happening, that has personally allowed me to surrender more into the 0 point state. So 0 point to me is when the energy neutralizes, when all thoughts, emotions, patterns, even the strong chemical reaction in the body, trauma, triggers, responses, all of that. The quickest way, the most potent way, the simplest way that I have been able to shift that, or at least be with it and just chill out about it, is the breath. So I'm about to guide a 0 point meditation for you to experience this, and also welcoming you to bring this practice into your daily life. When you notice an intrusive thought, the inner interference, the same voices and interference that kept me from launching this podcast for so long, that keep me from taking any given action or making a choice that I feel could be good or is in alignment, or I'm super clear and the instruction is fierce and I'm like, yo, you got to say no to that. Gotta say yes to that. Lean in. Go out the door. Go do that thing. Go push record. Go record that song. Whatever it is. So to neutralize the inner interference that tries to disrupt that clarity, here's this offering, this meditation. So inviting you to notice the body and close down the eyes and start to elongate the breath. Just long inhale, long exhale, as we notice the position of the body and bring a little bit of movement. And find a position that feels the most relaxed and receptive. For me, I may straighten out my spine a little bit more, shift shoulders up, back down, opening the heart, receiving, getting into a receptive position. Now we're going to bring our body to a still point. Rest in the position that feels most receptive. And bring our attention to the breath. And now we're going to bring a conscious inhale of 3 seconds and an exhale of 6 seconds. In and out the nose or the mouth. I'm going in the nose for 3 and out the mouth for 6. In for 3, out for 6. And with this slightly longer exhale, we're allowing the nervous system to instantly relax. Anytime you want to calm the energy within you, Just exhale slightly longer than the inhale. And if you counting that helps, the inhale for 3 and the exhale for 6. Beautiful. And we're going to continue that pattern. And I want to invite you to, on every exhale, just empty all thought, all emotion, all inner chatter, dialogue. Just let everything go on the exhale and empty out. So we're just going to intuitively find that rhythm of that slightly longer exhale. We can let go of the count. Just let the exhale be very long, longer than the inhale. And every exhale emptying. So I'm going to join you again, inhaling. And long exhale, emptying all thought, emotion. Inhaling. And emptying anything that is not now. If any thought comes up, just let it and continue to let it go on the exhale. Inhaling and exhaling, emptying out into stillness, neutrality, 0 point. Okay, and inhaling and exhaling everything out, all thought. Emptying. And now empty, rest at the bottom of the exhale when all the breath is out and just feel the emptiness, the void, the stillness. Feel. And consciously inhale to fill in your body with breath. And exhale, long exhale, emptying. And again, at the bottom of the exhale, pausing in the stillness, the emptiness, the void. 0 point. Whenever you're ready, inhaling breath. And exhale, long, empty, all thought, all emotion, all story. At the bottom of the exhale, resting in the stillness, 0 point, void. Just staying there as long as you can, just noticing. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, starting to let go of the breath to its own rhythm, natural rhythm, and slowly, gently starting to come back to our shared space here in this moment. And whenever you're ready, gently, slowly starting to open the eyes and move the body. So yeah, that is an experience of emptying, of a 0 point, of neutralizing thought, emotion. And that's the most direct access point that I have tapped into and that I utilize as a practice. The 0 point practice. And ultimately, it's a liberation practice, which you'll hear more about. You can check out the show notes below for more information and access points to different resources and specifically practices, as I mentioned in the previous episode, to be in soul fluency, to be in soul legacy, the expression of your legacy, which is demystifying, deconstruction, the concept of legacy. It's not this grandiose thing. It is who you're being right now. Legacy is your moment-to-moment conscious choice of what you're choosing to prioritize in how you show up. Are you choosing to show up as an open-hearted, open to life, receptive? Are you choosing to show up in love? Are you choosing to show up with willingness? Are you choosing to show up in a surrendered way, in a state of allowing? To me, that's all legacy. It's who we're choosing to be right now. So this is one of the practices. I like to call them liberation practices. Practices to liberate you from the false, from the old patterns, and bring you into this moment. They also are presence practices. Presence practices, liberation practices, bringing you to the now moment where you can consciously choose from here. So the 0 point meditation is a liberation practice to zero out, empty out, reset, come into stillness, come into listening, neutrality, 0 point, so that you can listen from a space of emptiness and allow the soul-led clarity to come through. So we'll deepen into that practice more, specifically the practice of listening and discerning when it's a soul-led clarity or spontaneous clarity or vision that may not be soul-led. There's a distinction. Could be impulsive, and there's nothing wrong with an impulsive, not necessarily soul-led desire. You can follow that, ego-driven or desire-driven from a different place than soul. It's not either or per se, because the contracted version is not separate or different than the soul. It's just a contracted version of the soul. And if we follow the contracted version of our perception or our anything of our experience, if it's the contracted version of the experience, it's just not going to allow as much of your soul to come through. And some people live in a constant state of a contraction and are closed off from the soul sight, the soul awareness, soul responsibility, soul expression, as we talked about in episode 1. Take the lid off. Step 1, open to receive the ever-present true nature, true self, true signal. I've learned that in order for me to do that, I needed a lot of support and guidance and reminders. Lots and lots and lots and lots of reminders and practices like this liberation practice. So this is an offering, this practice, the 0 point meditation, as a remedy for that inner interference, so that you can continue to be receptive to the instructions, to the guidance, but ultimately to the energy that's flowing to you and through you in support of you birthing whatever vision you have, in support of you receiving what it is that you desire. The inner interference is trying to keep you from that because it's familiar and addicted to a certain reality or a certain experience. As we 0 point that energy, we open our receptivity, our dilation, our ability to receive what is already flowing to us and through us at all times. So this is a liberation practice that allows that inner interference to dissolve and fall away, and allows the ever-present wisdom, the ever-present OG code, the ever-present soul self essence to come forward and be here with us in this moment, as opposed to being buried underneath all the bullshit. So we liberate from the bullshit, and now we're in our soul essence. And that doesn't happen once and it's over. It's a constant invitation and a constant ability that we have. That is soul fluency, to express as our essence consistently. And the consistency is the fluency. And we get to the fluency through practices, practicing, remembering, allowing, receiving. So my prayer is that this is in service to you and your liberation. And we're going to get into it on the next episode about willingness, about our willingness to lean in to what is being asked of us, about our willingness to see the blind spots and the false calcification patterns, trauma responses, willingness to see that blind spots so that we can discern and liberate from those things that are not our true self and return. The eternal return to essence, true self, OG code, soul signature. I have like 20 names for it. OG code is my favorite. Cosmic G-spot is another fun one. This is the language of soul fluency. And more to come on willingness in the next episode. Thank you for being here. More resources below to support you in your journey of liberation. And sending you so much love. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you for vibing with us on the Soul Legacy podcast, where we remember together and live our legacy daily. If today's episode ignited something in you, please amplify that. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone you love. Want support birthing your vision? Book a free call at the link in the show notes below. I'm here to hold you down and lift you up, always. Until next time, Have fun on the adventure of perpetual upgrades. And remember, you are precious, you are loved, you are love. And I'll see you soon.